Hey, what's going on, my freaks and geeks? Of course, this is the Square Roundtable podcast. It's been a while, y'all, but tonight we'll definitely have a chance to chat between just us. Unfortunately, we don't have my brother Joshua with us tonight, but he's locked away doing some homework. So,
Here in spirit.
Is it really unfortunate? No, I'm just kidding.
that's
I'm just kidding, Josh. We miss you, Josh.
Hey, shots
dang.
fired.
Hopefully, Josh don't watch this episode.
Right? Hopefully he skips past the first intro, bro. You
Damn.
don't hear this.
But
We love
yeah,
you,
y'all,
Josh.
He's here in spirit,
we
everybody.
definitely love you, Josh. But for all of our viewers and listeners, guys, we're so happy to have you guys with us tonight on this wonderful Friday night. It was the end of a work week, so just sit back, relax, and listen to a bunch of nerds talk about some nerd content. So yeah, with that being
Yes.
said, boys, what's on your mind? What do you guys want to chat about, man?
I first want to talk about that news of that 10-year plan DC thinks they're gonna pull out.
So with the 10-year plan, like,
It's,
so okay,
it's similar to Marvel's
The
like
10-year
10-year
plan is 10
thing.
years too damn late. That's what it is.
it's here.
Didn't they already do a 10-year plan like what 5 years ago or something like that? They said they were gonna redo it or whatever with some new content, and then we never got stuff on there.
I don't have enough time for a 10-year plan, guys. In 10 years, I ain't gonna be worried. I'm be too busy changing diapers or
That's what I'm
whatever.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? To
Be
be
like-
worried. I'm gonna be too busy with a full family to be worried about a DC film, and my kid is gonna be too young to know what that is. So it's just like, who cares about your 10? Here's my thing. I think as far as DC goes, for the people you were trying to make this movie for, Marcus said it's too late. Like, bro,
Y'all done dragged us through like what 6 years of movies that y'all
Yes.
haven't completed.
And a temporary recycle they're trying to do with that Flash movie. I'm predicting that's what they're going to do is revamp it with the Flash movie.
We got to talk about that too. But
You know how I feel
but
about
here's
that.
my thing. And here's the thing, like with Scott Snyder, not Scott Snyder, was it Scott Snyder? Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
Zack
Zack.
Snyder.
Right, Scott Snyder is the comic book creator. But yeah, what with Zack Snyder, his universe was dodgy. But you know what? It was okay because I keep rewatching stuff about it. I think some stuff that was really good with the Zack Snyder universe. Of course, everybody knows I love the Batman, and I think what he did, I would love to see him dive more into the Batman Nightmare verse. I really want to, because it's got that what's that movie called? That Mad Max kind of
Mad
feel to
Max,
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
Right.
I will say that's like the best.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I love that Batman like apocalyptic get up he has on in
Yeah.
the dream. That is probably one of my favorites from him from the movies. I love that thing.
Hands down favorite Batman outfit.
Yeah.
And things like that, and the revamp that they did for the Snyder cut with the Joker. I like the Joker's outfit in that. I thought it was
Yeah,
really cool.
that was
Yeah, I
good.
agree.
And I like the more kind of, I'm a fiend for anything horror. I like the kind of dark take they were. You had Batman cursing and shit. You know what I'm saying? I like
Yeah.
that. I thought that was
Yeah.
cool.
That
And
was.
then they got so much, like, the thing I hate or that I love about it that didn't get a chance to get fleshed out is so much lore that they, like, Batman and Joker reference so many things that I'm just like, oh, I want to see that. Like when Bruce was like, yeah, the last thing Harley Quinn said as she died in my arms. That shit, I was just like, oh fuck, like he fucked up Harley Quinn. I want to see that, you know what I'm saying? Or like when Batman Robin suit, I think that was, I'm guessing that was
Yeah, they said it was Dick Grayson.
that Dick? That was
Yeah.
Dick.
Yeah, they said it was Dick.
Yeah.
They said he never
Oh.
even
It
got
wasn't
to
Dick
the
and
second
Todd.
Robin.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! See, I want to see that. I want
Yeah.
to see what that Joker, you know what I'm saying, did to Dick Grayson. I want to see an actual Robin on the big screen, and I know we got whatever with Titans, which is cool, but I still want to see. I want my boy. They should have. What they should have did,
With that.
especially since I saw how they did it with the boys. My boy Jensen Ackles should have been Robin, bro. He's old enough. The age
dude.
range is perfect. He could have been
Dude.
Robin.
He could have pulled off a
Yeah.
good Red Hood too. That would have been dope.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, that Red Hood would have been sick.
And he was already Robin and under the Red Hood, so it would have been perfect. They should have just put Jensen Ackles in there and called it a day. There's so many good things that they could have did. I love the Aquaman's look. Of course, I love Marcus's name, Yaya.
Yeah. I forget his last name. I know who you talking about. Who played Black Manta?
I love him as Black Manta.
Oh yeah, he does good.
Yeah, they had really great casting in certain areas, and even before we're gonna get into him a little bit later with his.
I knew you were gonna bring up the Flash, right? You gonna bring up the Flash.
What were you about to say?
They should have rebranded him as Bart or like another Alan, and I'd been fine with it. Because
they
he's not a
should have made a Wally.
Yeah, I agree.
He would have been perfect.
I didn't even say like Impulse or something like that from a future. He came back from the future to talk about that, and that could have led into some things.
Him being buried, it messed the whole thing up with his.
It did.
Ass.
Thank you. Yeah, it did.
And then get my boy Grant in there as Barry. Let's just do that.
That'll never happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna grow wings before that happens.
And look, y'all, I had the perfect thing like DC could have did with this whole thing they doing. Because they did all this shit to bring back Michael Keaton. I was like, look, if y'all was to bring Michael Keaton back, I would have wanted to see his Batman. And then in this movie, you bring back Marlon Wayans, but he's Nightwing now. Because it's been like 30 years since the last movie. So he's not Robin, he's Nightwing. And then give him his time to shine like he was supposed to get. Tim Burton was trying to do, and then do stuff like that. But they're so worried about trying to be like Marvel and trying to have a 10-year plan. Now you got the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman. They don't know if it's gonna happen. It's up in the air. Then you got BS like them making the sequel to the Joker musical. It's so much stuff that they're doing. It's so much stuff that they're doing now that makes absolutely no sense. But since we're talking about the Flash,
wait, hold on. Can I make a point? 1 millisecond there. Can we talk about how they just dropped the ball with Henry Cavill as Superman? That was the perfect.
Oh, most definitely.
And
Superman, the Man of Steel was good. So I don't know why people hate that, but everybody wants Superman to be a Boy Scout. So
best looking Superman we've gotten.
Hands down.
And Henry is a great actor too. People don't give him credit, but he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Just dropping the ball, man, on bags.
Yeah, seriously, because I thought personally, like nobody else could look more like Supes than Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, and then Henry Cavill came, and I was like,
and they're neck and neck. They're neck and neck, like perfect old school Superman, new school Superman, like perfect.
Yeah,
I liked Henry Cavill's take because his Superman was almost like, you know what? I really don't want to be Superman because these like people on Earth are shitty to me. Like when I'm not Superman and when I am Superman, like they treat me like crap. Like why should I be saving folks? And he was like, you know what? I just want to stay on the phone with my mom and just chill. I had to watch my dad die because he told me not to save him because people are terrible on this planet. So it's like, I'll be a hero, and he chooses to do it anyway because what is it? It's the right thing to do. That's what Superman is. That's why I was like, Zack Snyder kind of nailed that one like on the head because I was like, he took so many elements from Superman that's in the comics and people like away from like almost the reality of it because it's almost like it's not like the boys did, but it's like he took Superman and grounded him more and made him have to actually face like real life problems and like how he would react to them. And he just reacted opposite of what Homelander would do. That's basically what Zack Snyder's Superman is probably like a bad day from being Homelander. So it's cool that you got that kind of like duality. But like I was saying, I was about to say, Demetrius, since we was on the Flash, y'all know I've been very vocal about this.
Oh, I already know.
And I am upset that this movie could have a possibility of being released after all the BS that's been behind it. But you have a film over here with a Pakistani director, an Afro-Latina actress who's the lead, okay? And you want to tell me that movie is not being put out and released after it's been shot, filmed, and finished. I ain't talking about reshoots and all that is going on. I'm talking about pre-production, getting ready, like just done.
$90 million.
$90 million you spent. And you're telling me you're not going to release that movie because you think it's bad? When all these other movies that's come out before it that's actually bad, you still put it out. But you didn't think about it because why? Because either it was male driven, it was a popular hero, it was a white male lead, or it was a superhero that's been around for 80 years, which in that case is Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman. Those three are automatically coming out. It don't matter how bad you think.
It don't matter how bad it is.
That's the holy trinity in DC. So they coming out regardless. Aquaman, that's like a boy toy thing. Everybody know Jason Momoa is gonna sell tickets just because women want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what the movie's gonna be. Then Shazam, that's another thing, a white male lead. And then they know people are gonna go see it because Zachary Levi is funny. So it's like you have all these movies, but when you finally have a chance to get a new fan base and to uplift a community of people who feel left out in the films that you make, you say, "Oh, we're not gonna release it." It's definitely a slap in the face, and I don't appreciate it because Ezra Miller is coming out with all this stuff that's going on with him, and now he's saying, "Oh, it's because of my mental health, so I apologize." And if they release the movie, it's almost, we're giving him a pat on the back because he said his mental health. If that's the case, a lot of people should be out of prison, should be doing movies, should be making music, should have their TV shows back. So it's unfair because all those people work so hard on that movie, regardless if they got paid or not. The work that you put in, and I know this from working on a show now, the amount of effort and work that goes into making this stuff, people work really hard. Some people don't go home. Some people be there for 12 hours a day, months. Sometimes months turn into years because you might have to stop filming. Like at my job, we had to change a whole episode and move it back because an actor, something happened to him that we had no control over. So you factor in all this stuff, and it's a slap in the face to those people. And I think DC is absolutely wrong. And I'm saying it here first on the Square Roundtable. If that movie is released, I can't watch anything else as far as their films because it's like you can't take them serious because it's so disrespectful to the people who worked on it, the actors. Like that fan base, if you put that movie out, regardless of how bad you thought it was, you have a fan base of comic book fans who are also Batman, Batgirl fans. You have the Afro-Latino community, the Pakistani community who's going to go see it just to support the director. Then you have the LGBTQ plus community who's going to support it. And then you have old school, old head fans who are going to come for Keaton. It's where's the factors that have this movie to fail, even if it's not up to standards? Like I just don't get it. So
I feel like there's something else at play, man. Honestly,
it is. It has to be.
I'm just wondering how bad, dude, does a movie? Because I've seen some shit movies, and I'm just like, bro, I'm like, y'all done wasted the studio time. And here's my thing. Here's my thing, bro. I'm just like, y'all don't wait for the actors' time, the studio's time, my time for watching this. But I'm just like, for not putting out the movie, I'm just like, what? The money's already lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you might as well just put the product out.
That's the part that doesn't. So you'd rather recoup nothing because you're gonna
get some money.
I think they're gonna, if they put the movie out, they would probably, because I'm sure they didn't break the bank for that movie. You know what I'm saying?
90 million ain't nothing for them.
No, like I say, there you go.
They're gonna recoup that in a weekend, dude.
They're gonna recoup it because my thing is DC and Batman is already a big enough thing to where you can literally put out anything and you're gonna make money back.
Anything, bro. So, that's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
So I don't. But it's the same politics, bro. That's the thing that kills me. Because we were talking about, what was it? We were talking about something else, and I wanted to make a parallel to not something in DC, but I think you said somebody could have. Dang, I can't remember what we were talking about now, but basically, it's just politics in the film industry. And fuck, I can't remember it. But either way, I wanted to make a parallel to Dragon Ball Z. because the new movie that they have coming out right now with or that's already out, when Gohan is basically supposed to get his flowers for being crapped on. You know what I'm saying? For like my
Yeah,
whole childhood.
Was that
So
basically?
so these
basically.
folks, so we'll get back to DC, but I just gotta talk about this and talk about why I will not be watching this movie. Basically, because you have the chance to give this man his props and not only do that, but do two things to bring Super Saiyan 4 back into the main plot of Dragon Ball Z and take it out of the graveyard that is Dragon Ball GT.
Dig it up.
You had the chance. Demetrius, his new thing, isn't it called like Beast or something?
It's called I think it's Beast. Gohan Beast. I think they had it final and then they changed it to Beast or something like that.
Dude, it's called Beast, and you mean to tell me he's not going to be covered in hair?
Bruh.
Like a
Here's the
Super
thing.
Saiyan 4? What?
And it's so
Not to mention,
Get the
not,
fuck
go
out.
ahead, Marcus. You were first.
it's so sad because what is Gohan known for? Being one of the first to go Super Saiyan 2. So why not bring back Super
Right.
Saiyan 4 and make him the first?
Right.
Like
Here's the
stop
thing.
shitting on my
Oh.
dude.
Not to
bruh.
mention his whole movie is just a rehash of his fight when he was in Super Saiyan 2.
Literally, bro.
And not to mention
Literally.
they rehashed it like they rehashed Broly in that one movie. They brought back Broly. He was like a swamp thing looking thing.
Yeah, with
Yeah, they
Goku and,
rehashed it.
Trunks.
They did the whole same thing with this Cell.
It was Bio
Max.
Broly.
Yeah,
Bio
they did the whole
Broly.
thing with the Cell Max crap.
Oh,
Like,
God.
how are you gonna give?
God.
And it must not mention the fact of the matter that they just gave my boy a swoop up on his hair. They just said whoop and a color change.
And it turned his eyes red. This bro, if you don't get out of here with that,
And,
but
hold on.
oh, go ahead.
Wasn't Super Saiyan 4? Didn't their eyes turn red?
Their eyes, they had what? Yeah, what?
They had like
I think
red,
it was.
red under it or
Yeah,
something.
they
Or
had
their
like-
eyes, or their pupils were red.
Yeah.
They had that little. Yeah, they could have done it.
But I guarantee you, bro, it was some politics that made them because you're not telling me that Akira Toriyama or any of those dudes that were in, you know what I'm saying, creating that movie, you cannot tell me that they didn't think of that when they came up with the name.
Yeah.
Here's the
can't
thing.
tell me.
Because here's the thing. Gohan is going through his mystic stage. He's going through his own. He said in Super before the show ended, he's going to go and be his own Saiyan. He's going to go his own line. What way to not only make him the only person to have Super Saiyan 4, but to have his own unique thing, but to bring that back and have it be his main thing. He doesn't have to have God. He doesn't have to have Ultra, whatever. He doesn't have to have Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan, Saiyan form, or whatever the new thing is out now. Or he doesn't even have to have the Frieza black form. He can just have Super Saiyan 4 in a various different hairstyle, maybe a red form or what, or gold form, or even a white hair.
Even
form.
a gray.
If you really want to do this, and then have him have the drip of Super Saiyan 4 hair, or you could even change his hair color a little bit.
And
But
Gohan had a
anything but
freaking tail. They
Yeah.
said, because I think the thing was like you had to originally have a tail for it to grow back and become Super Saiyan 4 or something like that. And or you either had to still have your tail. And I'm like, okay, Han definitely had a tail. So
Yeah.
It's
So he can get it back.
and that's why I didn't watch it, because I seen
I'm
what it looked
not.
like, and I was like, no thanks.
Dude, I saw the image of that and I saw Cell Max, and I was like, I'm not interested in seeing a rehash of Super. And not even bring him back in his final form. And Cell in his final form. They brought him back in version 2.
I saw that's a slap in the face to Cell. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like you gonna get here's the thing I've been hating is the one thing I did is they brought Frieza back. They could have brought Cell back.
How many times they done brought Frieza back now? Like 5
They're still
times?
bringing him back. He got a what is he, black?
I don't know how I feel about that because he around here calling folks monkeys and stuff.
And then
I
on top
told
of
you
that,
he was gonna say it indiscriminately now.
and then on top of that, they bring the most racist version of Cell back with the big lips and shit. I excused it the first time.
With the pink lips.
I excused it the first time.
And did you notice that when he was in that form, like he even spoke almost like an Ebonics and stuff? Okay, so I wasn't the only one who noticed that as a kid.
Voice, bro. Look, see, like I said,
and then when he was perfect, like his words were like enunciated and he was real proper.
He's like, I am white now.
I'm dead. They can bring back the Nimble ass back. Shit, I'd take him over fucking anybody.
And it's so crazy because you got folks out here who like all on social media and who just out here, period. They be like uplifting all this crap. And that's why people think it's okay to make this stuff. Like,
Yeah,
Because nobody is like calling them out on their BS, bro.
no, it's horrible. Like I said, and I just wanted to make that parallel. And basically, my point was just saying that studios know what we want. There's no way, because like we're looking at it from the perspective of fans. These people are the artists, the creators, like the tastemakers. It's like y'all know what the streets are saying. Y'all just ain't putting it out. Yeah, they know what the streets are saying. So my thing is, y'all know we want this movie. Ain't no way you gonna sit up there and just come up with a lie because we just didn't think it was good.
Dude, here's the thing.
No.
You put out Suicide Squad, the first Justice League movie, that second Wonder Woman movie, and you think you can't, dude, those are probably way worse than anything that Batwoman movie or Batgirl movie or whatever movie could ever be. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that Wonder Woman movie was terrible.
That first Suicide Squad movie was a chore to get through.
It was a chore.
And speaking of Suicide Squad, I had to look something up so I could have this information to share with our viewers, because the fact that they try to say that the Batwoman movie wouldn't have done good. Birds of Prey, which they released it in theaters, right?
Yeah, that movie was trash.
So the budget, so you say what you just said again, Dmitri.
That movie was trash.
Okay.
100%.
Chad, do you agree?
Oh, of course.
Okay. And I know it's people out there who agree with us too. So just to hold that thought.
Oh shit.
100 million. And it probably was that much because of reshoots and all that crap.
Is that how much? That's how much it cost?
That was the budget.
That was the budget. 100 million.
It made back in the box office 201.9 million. Okay. So it made back what it spent and just
a little.
Okay. So if that movie could make that back, and we know most of the fan base for that movie, you telling me a Batwoman movie with Michael Keaton, J.K. Simmons could not make that movie?
Dude,
okay.
That making twice over, easy. Twice over.
Just the fact that Keaton is in it is gonna.
And then when you see the set photos with Keaton, it makes it even like it pisses you off even more, because it's like, bruh, I would love to. That was gonna be our first time probably getting a good Batgirl and Batman like interaction, because I know people are gonna say, "Oh, remember George Clooney?" No, we don't count that, because that's probably one of the worst Batgirls ever. Like, she was so annoying as hell. I'm really upset about that. I'm sorry. I know I keep getting on my soapbox. I'm sorry.
Why did you bring
up my baby though? Alicia Silverstone is my
baby.
No,
I love Alicia Silverstone, but she was terrible as Batgirl.
That was awful. Sorry for talking about you. That's still my baby.
Why did you bring up Birds of Prey, man? Oh my god, I'm having dread.
Because I had to compare something that was on the same like level as far as like money wise, and like demographic, the audience it was for.
No, that was a good point.
Oh, I understand. I get the point. I understand it, but I forgot about that movie, and then you brought it back into my phone.
I'm sorry, Demetrius. I'm just trying to give my viewers.
What they did to Cassandra Cain was so tragic. Oh my god!
But see what you saying, OD? You see how you having that reaction? I'm sure it couldn't have been that bad with the Batgirl movie. It couldn't have been.
Oh, no, definitely.
Because the guy that directed it, he did most of the episodes for Ms. Marvel. And a lot of people are still talking about Ms. Marvel, like having good stuff to say. So I'm like, where's the issue? And I hate to be the person to address the elephant in the room, but it's these executives who are over Warner Brothers in DC, who's been there for 70 years, and I'm not gonna say what they are. Get my drift. You get my drift. They old. So
yeah, it's the same reason why my boy Todd McFarlane, and I'm calling you out, bro, because you're sexist and you don't think female superhero toys are gonna sell. When
that's so stupid, and that's why we keep getting the same Wonder Woman toys from him. Like every time he puts something up.
Yeah, that same trash.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman toy, but it's the same thing. It's like these execs, man, and they're really screwing the pooch, man, with DC, because it's just I don't know what the thing is like with this. I'm trying to figure it out because there's so much stuff in the air with DC. We got these two movies that are in limbo. One that's definitely, I guess, not going to be released, but then we got this Flash movie that may be released one day. I don't know. And then we got this video game from which I just don't understand.
Are we talking the Arkham Knights?
Yes, the video. Okay, so let me explain for my viewers and listeners if you guys didn't understand. So if you guys were like me and everybody else here, and you were fans of the Batman Arkham series from the first game all the way to Arkham Knight, where Rocksteady, if I'm not mistaken, made those
Yes.
games.
Yes.
So if you guys played the last game basically where it left off, Batman got killed in the last part, apparently. His Wayne Manor exploded or whatever. And this game now, Arkham Knight, is supposed to take place sort of directly correlated to the events from the last game, except for the fact that for whatever reason, some of the Arkham Knights have superpowers, I
Yeah,
guess.
and Barbara can walk again.
And right, Barbara grew some more legs.
So the comic book, they said she had some implants that gave her the ability to walk again. So they
yeah.
explained it in the comic books. So for those people that don't know, they gave her some implants that kind of send shocks to her body, so it allows her to move her stuff. Like, yeah, but they gave my boy Red Hood like what, Lazarus powers? Like
Yeah.
he
Red Hood
can
has
Can
a
he
Lazarus
teleport or
double
something?
something
Yeah.
like that. And then they gave my boy Nightwing hella thingy or whatever. They gave him like the throne from like, yeah, what is his power? I forgot.
I can't even remember, but he has some kind of like mystical powers that he uses, I think, while fighting or something. I don't even know. But here's my point. It's like you went from that to now I think the new is WB Studios, I think that's making the game now.
Mhm.
They just totally forgot about everything from the previous games. Is they just wanted to create a new way for you to traverse the city. Dude, it's not broke. Don't fix it. They created brand new character models that don't even look similar to how the characters are supposed to look in the comics.
Not to mention the combat is trash.
It's horrible. And I watched another video, like they're really trying to sell this game, y'all. And then they're talking about this game is going to be the history of Gotham City. You're going to really get to experience how Gotham City is and how Gotham City was and blah 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 blah. I'm like, y'all are trying way too hard to sell this game that's not going to be good.
Here's the thing: they don't need ways to traverse the city, dude. They are the Bat family. They can climb the roofs, hop over to what's the name, do all the things that Batman taught him how he traverses without superpowers.
Yeah,
you don't have to give them powers because they don't have them.
That's the whole point. It's like y'all missed the whole point of what makes Batman great. Like I said, he doesn't need powers, and the thing that makes him great is how he's able to do all these things and be creative enough to still defeat his enemies without being a guy like Superman or without being a guy like that has those type of powers. So you missed the whole point of it. And for me, it's just like it seems like it's rushed, and I just don't understand. And I feel like they wanted to have a whole big package deal with this thing because, like I said, you had this getting ready to release. They were supposed to release this Barber movie, and then on top of this, they have this Arkham Knights show on CW.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that with Batman's son. That's not Damian.
That's still going on.
Oh yeah.
Is that
I don't know.
on?
I have no idea.
I saw a clip about it from it, and it was very CW-esque. Like it was very just like on brand for what they usually put out. Which CW doesn't put out Bat and the Flash season 1 and 2. It was good. Arrow was like this, and it ended decently, but I don't think it definitely has. Dare I say it, Riverdale? Like I like kind of
like Riverdale.
It's got that kind of feel from the clip I saw. I was seeing like Bruce Wayne or Batman meets like Riverdale from the little bit I saw, and it might be a good show. The Batwoman show made 3 seasons. You can't sell a CW show, you know what I mean?
You could sell a CW show, but my thing is just for me, it just seems like DC is like a chicken with their head cut off. Like they don't know, they don't know what they're doing. It's just like I sure can't call it. I don't know what's going on. I just think it's a bunch of crap, man. And like I said, I'm not buying in.
It's crazy. It's just they make all these plans for these movies. They say they're going to connect the universes. Then they make a Batman movie that's not connected to any of the universes. What are we
doing?
Yeah, that's the thing. What are we doing?
Or the Joker movie.
And then they say they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna revamp this story. Before they did the 10-year plan, they said they're gonna revamp and reevaluate things and put these certain characters. And by the way, the point I was gonna think of, forgotten I mentioned now, is one of the reasons that they were saying, somebody was saying that they didn't want that, they probably canceled it because they wanted to sell the Trinity, like we were talking earlier, and they wanted to put out a good Batman movie before they put a good girl movie out. That
That's
was the
so
whole,
stupid.
you know what I'm saying? That was the
That is
whole like
bull.
idea behind
That's
it.
so stupid.
And like I say, if that's the case, you literally got rid of Batfleck for another Batman movie that's not even connected to your universe. So that's that was your plan, you're not doing a good job at it. That was where you're going.
I don't know. Apparently, I don't know. They still, man, I'll make 2 points. Point number
Do it.
one, if I was Michael Keaton, I'd be pissed because you have,
Yeah.
because
Two movies.
both of my movies aren't getting shown. Yeah, I got the check, but both of these movies, and I dude has been speculated to come back as Batman for years.
Yes.
And it
Mhm.
just,
And he finally did it. Took time out of his schedule while
yeah,
he chilling at home because he's basically retired now.
he's retired.
Do a movie every now and then, and he comes back, and you just wasting them, man. It's that, like I'm saying, it's a slap in the face to not just them and the people who worked on the movie, but to us, the fans, who y'all blew it up so much and got us so hyped about it, and now it looks like we're not gonna get anything, and it sucks because like we go through, just as a fan, we go through hell getting these movies to come out because we have to wait because it takes time to shoot and CGI and special effects, post production, all that stuff. So it's okay. We already gotta wait for the movie. Now y'all telling us, oh, we might not get the movie because of some crazy stuff that could have been handled a long time ago. Because I don't care what nobody says. Y'all know about these actors more than the actors know about themselves when y'all hire them for these
Right.
like movies and for these shows and stuff. So this stuff shouldn't be new to you, and you just be like, "Oh, we didn't know." Yes, you did know.
Yeah, you
Because
did.
you have to know about folks when you're hiring them to work on like your project. You just can't get anybody.
So my man out here being a full menace.
Yeah, and this ain't
Dennis
nothing
the
new. They
Menace,
said like he been doing stuff like this.
Yeah,
Like,
it's been doing it for a while.
like, how do you not know this, or how does it not come on your radar? Oh no, it's not that you don't know; it's that you don't care.
You
And
don't
you
care.
think because you're DC and Warner Brothers that you don't have to abide by certain things and you can do whatever you want. That's the one thing I have to give Marvel, even though they stuff may seem to start get like oversaturated or watered down. At least they had a plan. They stuck by that plan. If they took a chance on an actor, it wasn't an actor who they knew had certain things outside. And if it was always something after them, they did something after the movie. But they went and did their research, did their homework, got the right people to play the right thing. And even when the stuff that was bad, they went and fixed it. Like with the second Thor movie, it was a bad movie. Ragnarok came out, it was a better movie.
Yep.
They tried to fix their problems, and everything is not going to be perfect, but at least they're trying to go and say, okay, we messed up on this one. Let's try this. Or and that's why they have phases. And as much as it's, oh man, we got so many Marvel movies and shows, at least the shit is a plan and it's going somewhere.
No, and that's
Right?
instead of having 6 different universes floating around. Because this is my thing is, don't keep teasing people if you're done. And now they're talking about in this next Aquaman movie, there's going to be
Ben
some things
Affleck is
with
supposed to be,
Bruce.
right? Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
what the hell?
Affleck's
I'm
gonna be
like,
in it.
Just give Ben his movie, bruh.
Yeah.
What's so hard about that, man? I don't
the hard
get
part
it.
is that it was the Robert Pattinson movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I was talking to Dmitri about that the last time we was talking about something on a podcast with me and him, but I was telling him how Matt Reeves was helping him write that movie and Ben was going to direct and star in it, but something happened with the studio. They didn't like this and that. They totally scratched the film and said, no, we're not going to do it. Then slapped him in the face and said, oh, we're going to give it to your buddy who helped you with the film and let him do a whole nother version. And we're just gonna find a place for you somewhere. And that's exactly what they did. Like, bro, they have no kind of respect or no kind of like remorse. They don't care about the like actors and writers and stuff. They don't care.
No, they really don't. So I feel like for that Batman, for that version, there's only a couple of options because there's been some word on the street that they were trying to give him a TV show, or he's going to appear in a couple more of the remnants from the Snyderverse movies or whatever. But they're not going to give him a full-length movie because at this point they've already cashed in on making multiple Robert Pattinson Batman movies, so they're not going to want two big Batman franchises competing with each other. They're just That's the same reason why DC's always fucking up. That's the same reason why, like in the Gotham series, they couldn't call the character Jerome Joker.
Yeah.
Because at that same time, they took such a beautifully written character and fucked him up. Like they fucked up the whole story. The last time we saw Jerome, or I think it was his brother Jeremiah, they came up with that whole storyline.
Didn't they have his face taped on like
He
his,
looked like
his Joker thing?
trash.
Yeah.
And they have the Joker when he ripped his face off and then put it back on, stapled it on. That was his whole thing he did. I forget why he did that, the whole thing.
Well, yeah, that was like I think the Death in the Family Joker.
Yeah.
But it's just like you took a beautifully written character that really would have been great, and you took it and trashed it, and basically that character, you like committed character suicide because they knew at that same time they didn't want to outshine Joaquin.
Yeah, that's
Phoenix.
what it was. Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
So now y'all are doing the same thing again by tarnishing this really potentially great Batman and a great universe y'all could do because you want to give everything and pour everything into Robert Pattinson now. And it's tired. Like I get tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be enjoying this.
And I gotta sit here and think
time.
and write a whole paper in my head about it.
Yeah, I get tired of it.
It's crazy. Like they're, as I said previous time, they're giving him multiple movies to what universe? So what universe is this going to do? Like you're doing a 10-year Marvel plan to build up to some grandiose in-game level thing, or let me see, Infinity War thing, or Avenger movie, whatever the equivalent Justice League movie. What is Robert Pattinson's Batman going to be? It's not even connected. It doesn't seem like it's going to be connected.
No.
And it's a more realistic version of Batman.
Yeah.
So it's not like Robert Pattinson is finna fight Dark Side like at all. That's clear because he's not the size. He doesn't do the that's not going. Like you don't even see a Clark Kent or Superman being in that universe. You know, so it's nobody. Where are you gonna go with that? And my whole thing is, if you really committed to try to copy Marvel and do what they did 15 years ago, and it's already been established. If you're gonna scrap one movie, scrap all of them damn movies.
Scrap all of them. It's
cut everything and start from the beginning. Tell the actors, thank you for playing these roles. We appreciate you, but we're gonna go in a new direction. And you start from the beginning. And do not start with Batman.
Exactly.
In
my opinion, as much as I can't stand him as like a comic book fan, start with freaking Superman.
Yeah. And here's the thing. And bring back Cavill and bring back like Affleck and give them their, what's the name? Marvel does that all the time with their fans. They'll bring a character back to sell some tickets. You can do the same thing.
Matter of fact, the reason why I would start with Superman is because literally you have a Tony Stark character in that movie, and it's Lex Luthor, but he's just the villain.
Yep.
And I feel like you could give him more of his shine and do him justice because we all know how that went with him. And then you build off of that, and then you give us Superman, you introduce that, and then the way you put Batman into the universe is he hasn't become Batman yet, but he sees Superman or whatever, however you want to do it. And he's coming back home and he sees what's going on. He went to go train and all that crap. And his year one is year two of Superman now. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You got to build it up. And then you bring in Diana in like another 2 movies or something. Just build it up. If you're gonna start with the Trinity, don't start with Batman because you always start with Batman. Start with Superman, go to Batman, then Wonder Woman. Then you bring in other characters, Flash.
You bring in your Flash, because then you can easily explain the multiverse stuff that you're going to be talking about later on.
Yeah, like you got to ease the Flash in there. You can't go and make Man of Steel, then Batman versus Superman, and then the Justice League movie. And then it's, here's the Flash. He's just a kid that just got his powers yesterday.
And definitely, if you're gonna do a Shazam movie, Black Adam got to be in there somewhere. He got to be part of the verse.
First of all, I'm glad you brought that movie. That's another ball that they dropped. Because for one, can we all in this room give the answer at the same time? Black Adam is what, guys? What race is he?
Egyptian.
Yes.
Egyptian. The Rock is Samoan. He's the furthest thing
Samoa
away
as
from
hell.
Egyptian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If anything, the person who should have played Black Adam is probably the guy that's in them. That's the thing. I'm losing my up. He's not the main like actor, but he's a side character basically. Aldous Hodges, who's playing Hawkman.
Yeah.
If anything, cast him. I mean, he might not be Egyptian, but he black.
But I keep telling you guys, they get in the comics, in the video games. Black Adam is completely he looks like a Middle Eastern guy.
He
Like I
even
said,
got the accent and everything.
and I keep saying, even though he's not Egyptian, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, The Rock ain't Egyptian.
Yeah.
They just should have gave it to Kumail.
Yeah.
Nanjiani would have been perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, he would have been perfect for that role.
Bruh.
But once again, though, we want to sell
Politics.
tickets, and people are gonna go see a Rock movie just because it's The
Just
Rock.
because it's The Rock.
Yeah, just because it's Rock.
And he's just gonna be a slightly angrier Rock. Like
Yep.
that's really all we finna
And
get.
he's not even gonna be a
And-
villain from the way that they.
No, he's gonna be like Iron Man because they stole that Iron Man scene, the one he
Oh
climbed
my
with
God,
jets.
with the
You know what-
Jets. Oh,
yeah, I had to bring that up. You know, I had to bring that up.
I wanted to.
You know, I saw that. No, it's like Iron Man 1. Where are you at?
I
Like,
wanted to throw.
and can we talk about they ain't just they're just gonna introduce the JLA and not put my boy Jay Garrett there at all? Like he's not even mentioned. Like he ain't going. As a Flash fan, I feel offended.
You should be very offended.
I feel offended. Come on,
I mean,
now.
he might get an Easter egg in the movie. He might.
But the little hat might
The
be
little
on
hat,
the
yeah,
ground
the
or
little hat
something.
might be on. Yeah, I was gonna say the hat gonna be hung up in a display or something.
Matter of fact, it's gonna a picture on the wall. What's the guy in North mythology that's fast? What is his name?
Hermes.
It's gonna be a picture of Hermes on the wall. That's gonna be his
Greek.
cameo. Yeah, Greek.
Yeah,
Greek
Hermes,
mythology.
Hermes.
Yeah, Greek.
You said North. I was like, wait.
I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
It's
But
been a
it's
while.
gonna be like one of those like Avenger 1 thing where they're in the shawarma like all huddled up together taking a picture. It's gonna be one of them. And it's gonna have him doing this with the camera. He's gonna speed flash in because he's the only one that's fast enough to get the camera and be in the thing at the same time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Or he's gonna die off in a flashback or something like that. I'm just gonna be sitting there just
killed like 10 years ago.
And they still have his little display in there waiting for somebody to fill in the role of Jay Garrett or something like that. And then the end of the movie, it's gonna be his like great grandson or some shit like that. And he's gonna put on the hat. It's nice, and I'll be like,
I see. And here's my thing. Like I said, because we're still on the Shazam. I think I was talking to. I can't remember if I was talking to you or Dmitri, Marcus, about this the other day. I think it was
probably me. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just like, I understand that Shazam is supposed to be camp. Like, I get it. I understand it's not. But at the end of the day, I just don't like the Shazam and Friends thing. It just kind of it doesn't sit right with me.
And it's too
like,
early. Like they literally introduced them in the first film. I was like, they could have waited. Like
I'm
could have fought Black Adam before he got his friends or whatever. Like he could have thrown hands. But go ahead, continue point.
No, man, because remember, I think me and you were talking, and we were just talking about like the version of Shazam in the comics, and you were talking about how much you were a fan of Shazam because he basically that character looks, or what's his name, Billy Batson is a huge Superman fan, and he looks up to
and that's why he looks like Superman.
Right, yeah, and that's why he wants to be just like him. Like he wants to be that hero.
But a big character arc for him, or a character moment, is when he realizes he doesn't need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we were talking about how the character basically of Billy Batson in the comics is put on Billy's brother in the movie.
Yeah, the superhero thing.
Yeah, if you look at Billy's brother in the movie, he's the one that really looks up, because his whole thing was like he tells people in school that he knows Superman, and even at the end of the movie, they have a little gag scene where Superman comes to sit with them at lunch table. But he's like a huge, like he literally has the one batarang and all this kind of stuff. And in the movie, he even gets pissed off at Billy. He's, dang, you got blessed with these powers and I don't have anything. And you're just pissing it away. And I really want to be a superhero and I want to help people. And Billy is just basically, he don't care. He's just like, and that's his whole thing.
He don't give a fuck.
And what Dmitri said, what will probably happen is that because like I told him, if we're going to keep continuing to have Shazam movies, the Shazam and Friends thing isn't sustainable. It's just not. It's going to have to end.
Yeah.
And what Demetrius came up with is he thinks that Billy Batson is going to die somehow. And the main Shazam is going to end up being Billy's brother. The one that's like a big super fan of, because it makes sense, because he actually wants to be a superhero. It just kind of got thrusted on Billy. Like Billy never really wanted it.
Billy was a butt in that movie.
He was.
He did not want to do it, bro.
Pretty much.
He was a real butthole.
And if you think about his character arc and if you just like Marcus, I know you do writing and directing. If you think about his character arc, his story is pretty much ended. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. He already had his hero's journey in the first movie.
His whole thing was finding his mom.
Yeah.
His whole thing was finding his mom, and he did that. And he found out she was trash. And the biggest thing that Billy wanted is a family, and he got it.
And he got the family. Boom, that's it.
Yeah, so his hero's journey is over with. So it's just, I think what Demetrius was saying is true. If I could say what might happen, I think that Billy is gonna die off somehow, or something's gonna happen to where Billy and the other kids aren't gonna have those powers anymore, and they're gonna give it to the brother, and he's gonna be the one that faces off against Black Adam.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I like, because that's the only way it makes freaking sense to me, man.
That's the only way it makes sense.
So I gotta ask this, Chad. I gotta ask you this. So
Chad,
basically, you finna laugh when I say this. So basically, you came up with that theory so you can have an excuse to go see your bae in that movie, Helen Mirren.
Basically.
Listen, for all our viewers out there, that's like Chad old lady crush right there. He loved that one.
That is my whole girlfriend. For real.
So tell the people what you really want, Chad.
Yeah, put it out there on the front
that's
street,
the truth. I just want to see Helen Mirren in that outfit. That's really where I'm at with it. Nah, that is a fine older woman.
Okay? It is. She keep up very well.
Very well. 100%. But yeah, man, like that's just how I feel about that movie. And like I said, I don't hate it in particular. Like the one thing that we always complain about is that these movies don't have stakes. And I feel like with that one, because I think she's one of aren't they going up against the Fates or something? Aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Yeah, and I just feel like this is like a filler movie that's going to give the big thing to where, okay, we're finally going to get to see who's going to face off against Black Adam, and then this is where we're going to get that movie. So hopefully that's how it turns out. You know what I'm saying? If we get another, we're all friends and we're all gonna be super friends in the next movie, I'm not gonna be excited about that.
Nah, they legit need to give their powers all the way. Like what they need to do is they need to probably be like, oh hey, if we give you our Shazam thing, that's gonna buff you up or whatever, and then that's just how he becomes full-fledged or whatever. Because I don't see them like really all of them together going against Black Adam. Black Adam's more seasoned. He's going to.
Oh, he gonna murk them.
Shazam is gonna be the only person still like breathing by the end of the conversation, because at the end of the day, they're kids, they're unseasoned, they're not ready for that, and they haven't really had that like battle yet to get them to be like, okay, we need to train, we need to do this, we need to get ready, because we barely beat him, but the next person could be on a whole nother level. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We'll just have to see what it's gonna be.
I don't think if they're rebooting the universe, I don't think we even gonna get like a face off with them facing, because they're rebooting everything. But like Black Adam's movie is like a standalone, really, at this point, unless they combine them, or they give us giving us a JLA movie with. I don't know if I want to see it or not, but I want to see that before I want to see a Justice League movie right now.
Yeah. But once again, it's the same thing, y'all. Like, we getting all these characters piled into the same movie. What is it? Who was it? Hawkman or whatever?
Atom Smasher,
Cyclone,
Dr. Fate.
Yeah,
Dr. Fate. Who really wanted a Dr. Fate movie?
I don't care if it's Pierce Brosnan, Mel Gibson, Tony. I don't care.
That would have been amazing. I would have loved.
What, Mel Gibson is Dr. Fate?
Like a crazy Dr. Fate.
That actually would have been good. Yeah, that would have been good. It's funny. In Young Justice, one of the original Dr. Fate, I think he was like, he had went crazy and they locked him up or something.
I think so.
Yeah, and he was like the one who led them to the helmet or something like that, or the original helmet. It was something crazy, but I don't know if it was a movie or if it was I can't remember what I seen it on, but I think it was a movie. Yeah, it was that World War, Justice League World War.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
when the Flash, like, he went back in time because he was
Oh,
running
okay.
too fast, and they had to find a way for him to get back, and they went to Dr. Fate, and he was like locked up. He was speaking to himself, and like people say, yeah, he's crazy, and the helmet was right there. And like he had basically lost his mind, so that was the whole thing, and it made me think about that when you said Mel Gibson would have played the hell out of that
He would have
role.
played the shit out of that part. That would have been crazy. Like I said, the thing with DC is just like they got a lot of patchwork to do. Definitely not gonna now. If they, I really would like them to drop the Batgirl movie. I will see it if they drop that, but movie if they do, and the last thing I really want to talk about because I don't know if I'm gonna see it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. I know we've been talking about DC a lot, but we gotta close out with talking about this Black Panther trailer, man. We gotta,
Oh, okay. So you
Chad,
ready?
you wrong for that. You
You
wrong
ready
for that.
we gotta
You
talk
wrong
about it.
for telling that to me at 11:30 at night, because you know how I am. I get really honest at this time of night.
It's talking
We
Ethan
just
Mode
we
part two.
just gotta
Ethan Mode
we,
part two.
we just gotta quickly right. We just gotta quickly chat about it. It's not gonna take too long, but one thing that a fellow nerdy content creator brought up, it was a point that was made. I'm not gonna mention any names, but the point was that comic book creators take already existing characters and race and sex bend them so they can sell comics off of the name of the original character so they can then get money and pump that money in to new superheroes that are different races or different sexes and all of that good stuff.
Right.
When that completely isn't the case, and like I said, when we do that on a Riri Williams or something like that, and you get that money because she took over Iron Man and all that kind of stuff, you don't get that money back and make a hardware movie or a hardware comic or whatever. We get fucking Black Panther 2. That's basically gonna be Freeze coming out movie.
Yeah.
Which is some bullshit.
Complete.
Which is why I don't think I want to see it.
Complete. It's a lot of reasons why I don't want to see that movie.
Here's the thing.
It's a lot of reasons.
With
But
that
go ahead,
take,
B.
with that, let's say trash take. By the way, we're gonna just rip the band off. Trash take that story ever had.
Yeah.
Why are we going to put money to them swapping the race, the gender, or whatever, when we can just put money to the character already established?
Right.
So why don't we just put the money to a hardware movie or an icon movie? Shoot, who else? Anything else original? Like, why are we going to the middleman? This is the 1950s, man, and we still got to tiptoe around and shit.
Why haven't we gotten Blue Marvel in a
that's
movie yet?
Yeah.
If it's any movie that you should bring him in, it would be this one, because it seems like they're trying to go this whole science technology route in this movie. So let's put Blue Marvel in there. But no, like y'all said, they want to do that. And then on top of it, this is my thing. People bash me when I say I don't want to go see it. And they like, why? It's a black cast. No, that stuff don't matter. Because yes, I'm happy. I'm happy for everybody who's in this movie, because I know it was very hard for them to do this movie.
No disrespect.
So I'm happy about all that. I'm not happy about the direction. Like, people got to understand, most of the people who saying that they loving this movie and they going crazy and googly eyed and crying and stuff, they're not comic book fans, and they're not people who've been watching these movies since the beginning. And Marvel knows what they're doing, and it's like blatantly disrespectful, because they're using Chadwick to get people to go see this movie. They're using his death to promote this movie, and people are going to be like, they only showed a mural of him. That's all of you. That's all
can I
you
make
need.
a quick point? And can I make a quick point, Marcus? The first thing that really made me mad about this was when they dropped the trailer, they dropped it on Chadwick
Oh
Boseman's still
yeah,
existing Instagram page.
Yes.
Like
And it's like
his actual Instagram page that's for some reason is still up and running. It's like really, y'all?
and it's so many things that's surrounding this movie that's good and bad. Like I'm so glad that they shine a light on the what did they say, Latino? What was it? What did they say? Basically the brown community, because Namor is now like it's like based on the Aztec. Like
yeah,
the
Aztecs,
yeah, the old ancient Aztec. Those were like basically like what was it? Were they Mayans? I can't remember what they were, man. My history. I gotta brush up on my history.
I want to say Aztec, but it could be
Yeah,
Mayan.
it was like a
And,
certain.
like-
I forget what country it was in, but that's why I can't get exactly what.
Yeah,
you
no
know,
offense to the people that are that community. We're not.
Yeah, I'm
we're
really
just
trying to
trying to
remember.
Definitely educate us in the comments
Yeah,
below.
definitely. Yeah,
because I know it. I
definitely.
just can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just can't get the right terminology, and I don't want to say nothing wrong.
Yeah,
But I'm completely happy about that because they're getting their shine. Of course, we getting our shine in the movie, and I just don't know what direction it's gonna go in because the movie is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and it's no Black Panther. And people can say Shuri might be the Black Panther, or M'Baku, or Michael B. Jordan come back, whatever you say, but none of them are the Black Panther, which is T'Challa.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get it. Y'all still made the movie, but y'all didn't make this movie to honor Chadwick Boseman. So don't you dare say that, because that's what upsets me. This movie is not in honor of Chadwick Boseman at all.
Nope.
At all. Nope. This movie is, we still got to make our money, so let's put it out anyway. And let's do it. Because it's so many things you could have did differently. Yeah. And then that's just, we're not going to get Storm. I thought for sure when they cast old girl.
She was gonna be Storm. I know you're talking
your
about.
girl, Chad, the one who's like a comedian. I thought for sure she was gonna be Storm.
One accurate dark.
She has the face, the facial structure and stuff, and the features. I'm like, oh, that's perfect.
I'm
cool.
I was like, yeah, let's go. When you told me that.
And if anything, because the BS I'm hearing is somehow, what's his character, Nikita or whatever her name is?
I know
she's supposed to somehow got pregnant when they was. I guess when all of this was off screen, and she's gonna have the son of T'Challa. Right. Yeah, they said it's supposed to be like offspring of T'Challa that's gonna happen. That's gonna set that up. But I was like, they missed such a big opportunity, because if you are killing off T'Challa character, this is where you bring Storm in, and people could be like, oh, who is she? And she could just drop the bomb on him, and she'd be like, I was his first love. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna do it though, because they're so worried about, like I said, giving. And don't get me wrong, like I said, for all of my Riri Williams lovers out there, like I said, I think she's tight, man. It's dope that we have STEM representation. I love it. Black women in science doing their thing, and plus, we even talked to the dude that made Riri Williams. Like, big shout out to Mike Deodato. You know what I'm saying? I love him as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I think his original design for Riri Williams was dope, and I see some of the stuff that they're dropping as far as pictures of her suit. It looks like they're going that route too. Because I don't like that. I don't like that sleek, feminine.
You don't like the one
look like
the black, pink, and yellow one they got in the animated universe.
Make it look home.
Because
just going back to what Dmitri said, bringing up hardware, she's more like a hardware type character. Where she like made her own armor, and that's her like her touch. And I like it because it's like a homage back to Tony, because Tony made his first suit out of scraps.
Yep.
So it's like, if y'all gonna have the next Iron Man type character, yes, that's how it's supposed to start. Don't give her a brand new suit.
Tony's tech.
Yeah, she made it herself, and then if it's following the comic books, then she gets the AI that has Tony's consciousness in it, and then she goes from there. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. But don't make it Shuri who like just comes in there. Basically, it sounds like Shuri's gonna be the person that says, your suit it's good, but I can make it better. Like, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Not with the drip.
But then we're gonna get a what's his name? A Falcon suit from Wakanda. It's gonna be her suit, and it's gonna look crappy.
Right.
I'm sorry, y'all.
But no, that's how they're gonna get Robert Downey Jr. back into the MCU universe. They're gonna have him. They're gonna have him be the AI for her.
He's gonna be the AI Jiminy Cricket for her
Yeah, he's gonna
Pinocchio.
come out of nowhere and be like, you know what? When I was your age, I was building.
Building missiles, weapons, weapons of mass destruction. My dad left me and died.
And he's like, "Did you know I invented time travel too?" And he's gonna start like talking his stuff.
And I did it, and I did it without trying to do it. So
as soon as she puts on the helmet, it was like, "Wait, you're not me. What are you doing in my suit?" It was like, gosh, it's gonna be a whole thing. Even with that, I just feel like it's cool, man. I think it's dope. But the thing that I think this Black Panther movie is gonna suffer from is too many cooks. It's gonna be it's got a lot of stuff going on, man. You got because I'm like, great, let's do it. African representation, Black and STEM representation, actually good Black and STEM representation. Because let's not forget the BS they did to both T'Challa and Killmonger in Black Panther.
They made one the angry black man,
yeah,
and then the other one was the doofus black man who needed his sister to do everything and other people to help him. He was the typical like king archetype.
Exactly.
Like, you just sit there and people tell you what to do and then you go do it.
So hopefully we get that. Yeah. So hopefully we get that right this time around. But my thing is just it's too many things going on. So y'all want to have this big thing that's supposed to honor Chadwick. And this is why I said one of the things that me and Dmitri talked about, Marcus, was that Black Panther should have been. They didn't need to do a movie. They needed to do the same thing they did for the passing of the baton with Captain America. They needed to give Shuri her own like miniseries.
Yeah, I remember you was telling me that. Yep.
Yeah, it needed to be like an 8-episode miniseries where you got it like in chronological order from the beginning. I said the first episode should have been T'Challa's last mission, giving you exposition on how he passed away, what happened. Because now you're going to have his movie where they have to explain to you
and that's gonna
how
take,
he died.
That's going to take at least 30 to 45 minutes.
Yes, that's going to take a big chunk of the movie. So you're going to have a chunk of movie that's just exposition to tell you how T'Challa passed away. And then we're going to have a big T'Challa celebration. And then on top of this, you have Aquaman Part 2. And then on top of this, let's not even talk about that. Maybe 25 to 30% of the movie isn't even going to take place in Wakanda.
Yeah. It looked like it's going to be like Atlantis / America.
Right.
Yeah. And there's so much you can get done with a show because you can, like you say, you can focus on Shuri's like adventure, her growth, as to becoming and having to accept the fact that she has to be the one to lead the Wakandans.
Yep.
And she's supposed to, I think, in like age-wise, I think she's only like, what, 20 or something?
Right.
In the MCU. So she has to take all that load on her. Then you could even introduce Namor somehow in there because you could say problems with floods, or you could have a little post-credit scene where you see like the Aztec like stuff popping up here and there. It's stuff you could implant there and drop those pieces there. So when you get to the film, we don't have to try to squeeze everything in the first 45 minutes and then introduce all those, because now in the movie you got to worry about Shuri, you got to worry about Riri, how you got to introduce her, you got to introduce Namor, you got to explain what's going on with M'Baku, his mother, his lover, who else? Supposedly Killmonger is going to be in there somewhere. I already know he's going to be in there. We all know that. So that's going to happen somehow. And it's like you said, it's so much that you can't squeeze into, even if it's 2 hours, it's so much to cover within that span, because it's like, it's a lot. And people don't understand that. I'm all down for the culture and having black this and black. I'm all in with it. But it gotta be some kind of, you gotta hold somebody accountable for something. And if we just accept it for what it is, then these people, these producers, because these executives and producers, it's not all black team. So if we say it's okay, then they're gonna continue to make these movies the way they're making them, and not look into those factors of storytelling and setting up. Like, it's just so much. And I hate
It
to
really
feel
is.
that way. I hate to feel that way about this film and about this character because Black Panther is one of my favorite characters. And Chadwick, we definitely love Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. And I still feel like in my heart that they should have recasted Black Panther
Yeah.
instead of killing him off. But I understand why. But it's crazy because even Chadwick's family was saying they think he would have wanted that to happen. And they still was like, nah,
Nope.
we're
The
not gonna
studio
do it.
wasn't hearing it.
And
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy because they basically gave you their blessing to do it. And y'all still trying to. That's why I said they're using Chadwick to promote this movie.
Yeah.
And people can say whatever to me, and I could be the bad guy, but I will take the fall on that one. I'm sorry.
It's the truth. And the
Yeah.
sad part is, Marcus and Demetrius, the sad part is, because you know, like I know, the biggest cinema sin you can do is have way too much exposition. Because, oh, go ahead, D.
I was gonna bring into the point because what can you hear me? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I have technical issues. But what like that was my biggest problem with the Internals movie is there was so much exposition in that movie. Like they explained so much things. And it made me go, okay. And I started to literally start tracking when characters were coming in because there was so much exposition. I could focus on, oh, hey, I haven't seen Paperboy's character for a minute. Where is he at? Like,
We just said Paperboy.
I threw it out there.
We love
Atlanta
you, Brian
represent.
Cherie, but you were completely Paperboy. It is what it
Hey,
is.
Atlanta
man.
represent out here.
It is what it is.
But no, it's just like you're saying. That's the worst thing is like you explaining everything, the movie,
No,
and then
exactly.
yeah. Continue your point though. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're good. And I was going to say the same thing. People don't talk about it. And I think it was another fellow creator. Big shout out to this channel I love, Savage Books. He was talking about Black Panther basically and how before you can even get into the movie, you get a spoonful of exposition. Before we see one character, they give a big old background story of where
they got the heart shaped herb,
where
the
the
vibranium.
all of that. And I'm just like, that takes you out of the experience. And when he said that, I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. And this is exactly what's going to happen in the next movie, threefold. Because, like you said, there's so much stuff between the last movie and between supposed we're coming up on a celebration of T'Challa's life. So between that and that, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, how in the world did you get from, because apparently I'm guessing that Ree is a student in the STEM university that they opened.
Oh, I thought it was MIT. So she's not a student at MIT.
Oh,
I don't know. Is she a student at
Because
MIT?
I know they were saying they was shooting it like at a university. So I don't know, honestly. I'm just asking.
I don't know either.
I'm just as lost as you are, Chad.
I just thought because that's what they left off on in the last movie that they opened.
They did, yeah.
Wasn't it in Oakland?
Oakland.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's going to take place in Oakland too. Or were you saying
you got it? I was going to continue on your point. You're introducing, or you're you're filling in what happened between Black Panther 1 and 2. You're introducing Riri. You're introducing whoever the new Black Panther is, the side characters that we've seen in the Legend stuff. Shuri with not Shuri. It's what's her name with the disc and whatever, and then Shuri in her like kung fu fit, and then. Yeah. You got to introduce Namor and his reason for why he is what he is. And the fact that Namor in this movie is not a hero and he's not a villain, that's what I remember the actor who plays him. He said he was like just here for his people. So I'm just like, how are you going to explain all this in like a 2-hour movie? You know what I'm saying?
I'm so confused.
It's a lot of stuff to put out there.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. Yeah,
it's a whole lot. So if it's like a standard like hour and a half, 2-hour movie, I don't think they can do it. But if they put in in-game levels and stuff like 3 hours, maybe.
I just think I
don't know, man.
I just think they did too much. Because like I said, it would have been because they have, and the thing that makes me mad, this will be my last point, and after this, y'all can say y'all last point. The thing that kills me about Marvel and DC is that they act like they have to make something in the dark with their eyes closed, when in fact they have the roadmap to make all of this stuff. For example, big shout out to Miss Roxanne Gay and Dr. Yona Harvey, you know what I'm saying, for their work on World of Wakanda, which is basically, for anybody that doesn't know, a story about the women of Wakanda and the world of Wakanda, totally separate from T'Challa. that's what they should have did for Black Panther 2, or
Yeah.
they should have just made a World of Wakanda series that lets you actually see, because we have yet to really understand the ins and outs of how Wakanda works, because the first
Yeah.
film was too busy, you know what I'm saying, trying to find a fucking villain.
Bruh.
Yeah, you're right
Find,
about that.
find a villain, go to America, get help from the white man that was the
Who's
guy,
that?
and then he saves the day still. We don't know anything about the technology. All we know is that Wakanda is like the gateway to get vibranium. They the suppliers of
And the
vibranium.
suppliers.
And
But
that's
here's the
it.
thing, not to mention that when they did find the villain, they just gave him a T'Challa suit 2.0. They gave him like a variant version of his skin. Instead of purple outline, it was like
Gold.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
And they
tired
killed-
of seeing
they
those
killed-
moments.
And they
But-
killed Claw so easy when like
Easily.
in the
Yeah.
comics, Claw is a problem. Like
Mm.
T'Challa be like having issues with Claw, bro. So I'm like, oh, they just killed him like with gunshot.
They were like, yeah, you made it to Age of Ultron. You ain't making it through a Black Panther movie.
It's just, yeah, man. It's just one of those things. But like I said, my closing statement is with Marvel and DC, and the problem with superhero movies is that a lot of these studios, they totally ignore the roadmaps. They totally ignore the artists and the writers that have painstakingly put their heart and soul into these characters, and have given these characters heart and soul and given them purpose and given them stakes. They completely ignore that for the sake of money, and I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of it. And it's sexist, it's racist. And a lot of these projects, I'm gonna just stop backing, because, and I don't care, you know what I'm saying, if we don't get on the red carpet and all this kind of stuff, we get packages from Marvel and DC. I can care less, because like I said, we talk to all these people all the time. We've talked to the Chuck Dixons, you know what I'm saying? We've talked to all, like I said, the Yona Harveys and all these people.
Mike Diodatos.
Mike Diodatos and all these people.
And what have they all said when we asked them about the movies and their involvement? They say they don't come to them for anything.
They don't come to them.
Come on now.
For anything. And I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Hey, we just saying to the viewers out there, we're not making this up. We've actually talked to these people, conversations, and we've asked them that question, and we've gotten the same response from every single person.
One of them.
So it's not like we making this up. They are not consulting with these people who gave us these characters, and that's the problem right there. It's simple as that. Because they should have, all of these shows, if anything, they should go to the writers and the creators for the shows, because that's something that you can spend less time on, and it's not as much money, and the stakes are not that big on it. So they could be more of a part of that. I get a movie. It's a big production. You want the big time directors and writers. But at some point, y'all got to stop disrespecting these people. But go ahead, D.
Yeah.
So I guess in my closing remarks, one, I don't think, and I've been saying this for a good couple, I guess, more movies or whatever, podcasts, they don't make these movies for comic book creators or comic book fans or people that have grown up with this stuff. They make it for people who don't know any of this stuff. That's why they do all these changes to characters and stuff like that, because they know that they're not going to notice these things. They're not going to have a problem with them. They're going to think that these are fresh takes. They're going to think that these representational things are the start of things. They're not going to understand that there are characters that have always been these certain things and attributes that they could be utilizing, that they have on the shelf. They have in a big, what do they call those? Omnibus of like characters that they could pull from Black characters, female characters, different minorities and sexuality characters. They have plenty of them.
Plenty.
But they choose not to. They choose not to use the source material for the same reason that I was saying before, is because they understand that they have to use the source material. They can't add their own twist and spin, a Hollywood twist or spin to it. Like they always have to add a Hollywood twist or spin to something that doesn't need it. Like they always have to add more stuff, more sauce to an already good dish or already prepared dish, like already thing that's already prepped. It's prepped. All you gotta do is make it. And they're just saying, oh, you know what? I'll just add some cheese to it for some reason because it don't need cheese. It's like, it's crazy to me. And it's like, and these people who are coming at comic book, and this is another closing part of this film, right? These people that are coming at comic book fans and saying, oh, if they did it close to the source material, you wouldn't like it. No, we've been waiting our entire life for them to get close to the comic books. Obviously, you have certain minor tweaks you can do to it. I understand that, but it's your bread and butter. it's where you go. We've been if you would have told me when I was younger that I'd be sitting there looking at a horrible representation of, let's say, the Flash or Batman, and people saying, "Oh, this is good," I would have been like, "I don't want it."
Not at
So in
all.
closing remarks, do better, DC, do better, Marvel, because you got indie comics and Image and stuff like that that are putting out Black Radiant, Dead Lucky, Dead is it the Dead Lucky? Yeah, and everything, and doing really well with representation and allowing, and Black Radiant does a good job of allowing, let's say, an Asian American character to be written by their respective Asian American person. Something that they at Marvel and DC, I don't know if they do this, but if they do, it's not really working. That they need to allow these people who are that to write these characters, because you get a better fleshed out character. Like, I love Radiant Red. That is one of my favorite Radiants.
Yeah.
And he's a really good character. So that's my whole soapbox. I'm gonna get off it a little bit right now, but I had to put some things in perspective. All right.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely, and I feel the same way. But yeah, y'all, that's us, and we're sticking to it. I know it's harsh. Somebody has to say it. Everybody, and I hate to say it that way, everybody can't ride Marvel and DC's jockstrap just because they getting their pockets lined by them. I'm so sorry to all of those other content creators that were not.
Hey, it's just facts, man.
It's facts.
It's facts, though.
Hey, I'd rather keep my soul than lose it, man. I really do.
I 100% agree with that. If I don't like something, I'm damn sure gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Like, I put my money to a ticket, so you best believe I'm gonna say something
You're
about it. If I put my money,
Hey.
I put my money. Here's the thing. If I put my, and that's another thing I hated. People are like, "Oh, it's not for you." I'm like, "Nah, if I put a money to a ticket, it's for me. I
It's for
bought the
me.
ticket. You know what I mean? I bought the
What you
ticket. I
mean
put my
it's
money
not
to
for
it. What
me?
you mean? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I can't stand that. When I hear that, I'm just like, "What you mean? I went to go see it just like you. Got my ticket and everything. So I'm darn sure gonna put an opinion to something. And if you don't like it, it's okay. It's fine. Disagreement isn't bad. You can disagree with something. You can not like something. It's okay if you don't like the new Thor movie. It's fine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. But don't blindly say something is good and it's not, because you're gonna get promotional deals, or you're gonna get invited to the premieres, or you get cool T-shirts and packets from people. Like, don't go out there and do that, because it's like, bruh, like you really lying to yourself, and you really like disrespecting the fan community, because don't lie to us and tell us it's good, because some of us might actually listen to that without knowing and going to see it, and then we go see it and it was like, oh, this movie sucked, but you told us it was good. We're gonna tell you if it's good or not. It's for you to judge after. That's what we want to give you a chance to have a perception on it and let you come to that conclusion. Then you can come back and say, the guys at the Square Round Table did say it was things they liked, it was things they didn't like, but they didn't just sit there and boast up the movie like it was the best thing to come out since popcorn or something. So you gotta be truthful to yourself, because it's people that's watching and follow you, and you gotta be real to the people, man. And that's my closing statement. Be real to the people who are out here watching your content and who are following you. And I hope that's what we are to you guys, honestly, because we try daily to do that, and that's why we do these type of podcasts, because we want y'all to have a personal connection with us. It ain't about all that other stuff. It's about, we love this just like y'all love it. If you passionate like us, that's why y'all are here, and that's why y'all been here. So I'm just gonna say thank y'all. So
Thank you.
doing this, we make this stuff and we do this for y'all. It's not for nothing else. So that's my closing remark. I know I just had a whole
it's okay.
lecture or whatever, but I just had to get that off my chest.
You can I'll say one last closing thing. You can, at the Square Round Table podcast, you can come in here and listen to us and understand that we aren't going to sell you some bullshit. We're going to tell you what we like about something and what we dislike it. If you disagree with us, that's perfectly fine. We have comment section. We'll talk to you. We can hash it out. We can have this conversation. The good dialogue of back and forth. But we're not going to lie to you about a movie. If we say it's not good for us, that's our thing. We'll give you exactly what we didn't like, what we liked, or whatever thing like that. But we're going to keep it real with you. And I hope that you can obviously respect us for that and follow along with our journey, because we're not going to lie to you. We're not going to sell you anything. And that is the final closing remark I'm going to give.
And that's the truth, Ruth. But yeah, man. But yeah, y'all. And like I said, man, it's all in good fun, man. But just it's just for a love of the genre, man. Love of comic book culture, love of nerd culture, man. But and so just know y'all, it's all love.
Yeah, all love here.
Y'all, man. All love, peace, love, and positivity, man. So on that note, y'all, it's time for our shameless promotion. We haven't done it in a minute, guys.
Shameless promotion.
promotional.
Yep. So we are the Square Roundtable Podcast, y'all, and y'all can catch this podcast as well as all of our other amazing episodes on our website. And that website is squareroundtablepod.fandomlim.com. And one more time, that is squareroundtablepod.fandomlim.com.
And you can catch us on YouTube, obviously at any time. If you want to view this video and our other ones, we have over, this will be our 101, but we have 100 other good podcasts you can view on YouTube. And if you like the video, smack the like button. Leave us a comment about anything in this, whether you agreed, disagreed. Keep it civil in the comments. No name calling out there. Just keep it civil. We're going to have a discussion. If you share the video, because that for sure helps out a lot.
That helps us a lot.
It gets our content out there to the people that really vibe with it. And hit that notification bell on the side of the video so you get notified of this video and future videos. And also follow us on our Instagram, our Twitter, and our TikTok that's coming around, and that pesky Facebook group. Let's breathe some life into that and get our 10-year plan in order, if you know what I'm saying.
No, for real. So all of that good stuff, guys. Like Dmitri said, follow us on all of our social medias. Reach out for us to chat. We always like to talk to you guys. And the biggest thing is just, like I said, just vibing about comics, man. Vibing about nerd culture. So we're always down for it. But I'm gonna do it one time for. Oh yeah, always. And I'm gonna do it one time for our brother Joshua since he ain't here. I would love everybody to introduce themselves one last time before we head out. And I am your host, Chad Singleton. #yes, #no.
Let's go.
And I'm Dmitri, and I'm not going to do the #yes, #no, but I'm here in spirit.
And I'm Marcus. #yes, #no for my boy.
Hey, okay.
And this has been the Square Roundtable Podcast, guys. We are out. Love y'all, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace, love.
All right, man.